Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. A little right about now. It is Jason and Betsy joining you. Great to see you as always. Great to see you, Betsy.
So fun to be here.
Hey, we're,
Always
we're
love it.
experimenting with
We
some new things today.
are.
We don't even have the headphones on.
No headphones.
But
Didn't
I
even
can-
start with them this time.
I know. I can see we have levels down here.
Mics are kind of in a different place.
Right. We don't even have to get as close to our mics anymore, which is, okay, we're changing things up. So
I mean, at least now I'm not worried about like constantly bumping into my mic,
that's right.
which is lovely.
Love it or hate it. Changes are coming, right?
They're coming.
As they say.
They're here.
And speaking of changes, we got a lot to change it up and talk about on today's show because it's a big weekend. It's a big month.
It is.
Today, actually, Friday, February what is today? 6th?
Yes, that would be correct.
Is Wear Red Day. It's National Wear Red Day. Go Red for Women, supporting the American Heart Association.
One of us is wearing red. One of us is just wearing a pin.
That's right.
Says,
Hey, I have tones of red.
you do. We can. It is in the red family.
Red family. What I was going for. Red
Okay.
family. And the American Heart Ball, the American Heart Association's Heart Ball happens here in Northwest Arkansas on Valentine's Day this year, which is pretty unique.
I think it's kind of fun how that worked out.
Yeah, they lucked out.
Yeah.
We're already into our first segment, but here's what we got coming up on the show. We're going to catch you up about some things. Several things have happened since the last time we've been with each other and when we've been with you as well. And then we're going to talk about big game bites. Both of us brought in some food to try in preparation for the big game coming up this
It's not
weekend.
right about now without food.
That's right. And then we also obviously have some pop culture and sports news to discuss as well. So several things to discuss. And that's not all. That's just the first few things we're going to get to today. So that should be super fun. Let's keep catching up. So recently we just did a play together.
We did.
We didn't do the play.
We
I
weren't in
directed
it.
the play. Betsy assisted with the play, The Odyssey at Arts Live Theater, which was absolutely fantastic.
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun.
The kids were impacted by the weather, the winter weather, the storms that happened here in Northwest Arkansas. So we were supposed to open on a Thursday, have shows on Friday, then 2 on Saturday, and then another one on Sunday. We had to end up scrapping the shows on Thursday and Friday. We did get 2 shows in on Saturday and another show on Sunday because of the weather. But the cast just rallied, and they were absolutely excellent. I thought they were really fantastic. I was pleased with all of them, and we worked together for, I don't know, we cast that show in mid-December, and then it went up the last weekend of January. Obviously, we had a holiday break in there, but
Yeah, pretty big break in there. So it wasn't running through the whole time. And I mean, we did have some read-throughs on Zoom. Zoom is still super helpful from time to time.
Absolutely.
And keeping kids all focused is a bit like herding cats. I have a great appreciation for all the teachers that had to do that for so long, but they did.
Yeah.
They stayed in it, and it really helped them solidify their lines so that when we did come back,
they were ready to go.
go.
I was really impressed with those Zoom rehearsals that we had, just in terms of the momentum, right? So there's something about when you do a play, and I think this is true for anything. When momentum is happening, you don't want to stop the flow. You don't
Right.
want to stop the momentum. So do everything you can to keep that momentum going, right? What is that expression, like moss doesn't grow on a rolling stone or whatever? So you got to keep something like that.
Something like that.
You got to keep the stone rolling.
Rolling stone gathers no moss.
That's it.
There we go.
So anyway, that's what we did. So even though we couldn't come together in person, we got together virtually, and you can just imagine, as many of us saw back during COVID when kids were at home doing the AMI days on their computers, it was like that. It had a screen that was full of 15 shining faces, and they were all focused and sticking with their lines, and it was fascinating. We had come to a crucial part in the rehearsal where they were supposed to have their lines memorized.
Yes.
So it was interesting because you would see a kid every once in a while like glance over to the side. You could tell they had their script.
Kind of look away a little bit. They'd be in the middle of a monologue, and instead of looking at you, their eyes are kind of cut down just a little bit. And
Yeah.
But it worked, and it helped them get through it again.
Absolutely. They did a fantastic job. I wonder if I can pull up some
Loved it.
photos of
Bet you
the
can.
show. Betsy, that was, I don't know, how much have you done in the world of being involved in plays and things like that?
I mean, truly not much.
Were you ever in a show?
I was in a show. I was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, tiny little production in my small
Were you
town.
the coat?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
just in the chorus. But growing up in a very small, fairly transient town because it was a mill town, so people would come
Right.
in and out. You would have groups every couple of years. We would have um, a group of adults that wanted to do theater again. So
Yeah.
every couple of years we would have something else happen, and every time it happened, I would do it with them. We would have dinner plays where you're serving food and everybody's doing a show at the same time. We did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. We did just a few
So
things
was
here
this a
and there.
school show or was this like a
No, this was
community
like a community
community
theater
theater?
thing.
Yeah, got it.
We didn't have, our school didn't have, by the time I was in high school, we didn't have drama or anything like that. So, I mean,
CrossFit Eagles.
that's just how it was. But it's been something that has always interested me. I love going to theater, musicals, plays, watching movies, all the things. And so when Charlie was excited and wanted to get
Speaking of,
involved,
I'm
it's
bringing up
like,
his. Here's Charlie
let's
right here
do
in the
this.
cast of the show.
There he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the cast was great, and that's fascinating to know that you, you know, theater obviously is in my blood. I would say I've
Yes.
been doing it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
But we love one of the things I did really enjoy about this cast is that there were several kiddos who had done theater before, and there were several kiddos who were brand new to theater. It was a great
Yeah.
mix of folks. So just clicking through some of the photos here on Arts Live Theater's Facebook page, if any of you are interested in supporting the work of Arts Live Theater, they do great things for young people, and there's nothing like theater to elevate a young person's self-esteem, and I feel like it just teaches a lot of soft skills that we don't get in classrooms anymore, knowing how to talk to each other. Here's
Mm-hmm.
a shot of the Cyclops getting his eye stabbed out. We did a fun thing in shadow for this. They're Polyphemus, the Cyclops, and that's Odysseus right there in the gold helmet. So anyway, great cast, fun times, fun show.
It was. And you're right. Kids, I don't feel like get enough actual having to talk to other people, being out of their own skin, putting
Right.
themselves out there as much anymore. And theater's a great way to grab that skill back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I could talk about it for days, but it's a big benefit to being a theater kid. I feel like here you see our sirens, which we also did in shadow. So it was a great time, great fun. And in the middle of all that, I've got to ask you a couple questions
Okay.
about climbing because
Okay.
you would miss rehearsal
I
because you
did.
had climbing night happening at Climb Gym in Bentonville.
Yes.
What were you practicing on? Were you getting certified? Are you bouldering? Are you top roping? Fill us in on what you're doing there at the gym.
Yeah, so I did had to miss a couple of Thursdays because we were actually doing a lead climbing clinic, getting certified to be able to lead climb.
So you go up with the rope, right?
Right. Top rope is where the rope is already attached at the very top. You're hooking to it and climbing up. Lead is where you are dragging the rope with you and you're clipping it in along the way as you go. So if you wanted to climb outside, you're going to be lead climbing. You're going to be taking that rope with you. And it just takes everything and makes it just that little bit harder because you have the weight of the rope. You have to remember to clip because then if you do fall, that rope's not right there to catch you. You are falling to wherever that next clip
The
is.
clip that's down the mountain.
Right. And it's not just the person who's climbing who's having to figure this out. You are still belaying, but it's completely reversed to what you're used to. So
Right.
rather than taking in more rope, you're actually giving out more rope. So you're learning how to hold on to the rope and give rope at the same time. And then if the person falls, so I climb with my husband, who is quite a bit taller, naturally heavier than I am. And so it's learning how to catch that person if they do fall. If I fall, Dean has to jump into the air to ease my fall. So he has to be watching and know when I'm going to hit that slack line.
Yeah.
And then if he falls, I have to do the exact opposite that. Hunker down because that sucker's going to yank me up
That's right. It's going to
off
pull
the
you.
floor.
Right.
So you're learning how to really pay attention to what the other climber is doing, how you're talking to each other along the way, so you know where the other person is,
Hmm.
what they're thinking, they know what you're thinking, so
Give us
that
some
there's no
lingo. I know
surprises.
there's language that goes along with it.
I
Just
mean,
give us
it
some
is
words.
super, super simple. It's clip,
Uh-huh.
take, fall, ready.
Do you say fall? Do
You
you
s-
say ready and then fall when you're falling?
If you know you're about to
Right.
fall,
What do you
you
yell?
say fall. You
Okay.
yell fall.
Yeah.
Um,
So that
a
way the
lot of
person can
times,
brace
so
themselves.
that way they can brace themselves, they can be ready. A lot of times you don't know you're gonna fall, um, so you can also just say ready,
Yeah.
because if you are going to make a big move, you know your hands are tired out, you're
So
not
there's
sure
the
if you're going to
potential that
make
you
it.
could
There's the
fall. I
potential you're
see.
gonna fall. Ready, so that they're just paying more attention
Uh-huh.
if you do come off. And then you just have, if you're once you're at the top and you've clipped in, you just thumbs up and they'll bring you down. So you are getting further and further away from each other. So you have to keep those words super short. And people do come up with their own things, but those are your standards.
Those are your
So
standards.
we are now able to,
Are you certified at this point?
yes,
Yeah,
we are now
nice.
able to climb without having to have the top rope. We can take that rope with us. We have all of our accoutrement
Yeah.
and
We're
dragging it
we're
up.
clicking here on the Climb website. Are we going to see your photo? Are you in here
Oh,
somewhere?
I doubt my photo's in there anywhere.
Oh, okay. That's too
Most
bad.
of Because Climb is not just Bentonville. There's several locations. So I
Right.
figure a lot of that's
Somewhere else.
somewhere else.
But yeah, they got classes and instruction, and there's a climb team, there's
Mhm.
groups, parties, you can do all kinds of stuff. So if you're in Northwest Arkansas or you're looking for a great regional climbing gym to check out, Climb in Bentonville, Arkansas
Give it a
is the
go. They
place to
do
be.
after school, they do summer camps. They do have bouldering there. It's a smaller bouldering
Yeah.
section. When we boulder, we usually just go across the street here to Boulders and Brews.
Yeah.
But they have auto belay, so if you don't have somebody to partner with,
Right.
you can still climb. It's great. Love it.
Cool. Okay, so let's do this. Let's come back and let's try some Super Bowl snacks.
Let's do it.
And let's talk about some stuff that's trending as well. I hear McDonald's has a new thing they're doing. So stick with us. We're gonna have more happening right here on Right About Now. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. A little right about now happening, and we are into our Super Bowl snacks
Food smells
part.
wafting at us.
Oh, that's big time food smells.
Love it.
Okay, do you want to? I think so. We had the idea last week,
Yes.
and it always sneaks up on me. I feel like I
yes.
should prepare right after we do the show.
And I do feel like I even reminded
You did remind me. It doesn't mean my schedule got any less busy.
Got any better.
Right, but you did remind me, which is why I think I remembered at all.
I'm so glad you did.
Yes. Oh, you're going to love it. So, talk to us about what you brought.
Okay, so last week we talked about some Super Bowl foods, what people like, snacks, and whatnot.
Yes.
So, one of the most popular takeout foods,
Yes.
what is ordered most often for the Super Bowl is pizza.
Of course.
It makes up 60% of the
100.
takeout orders
Yes.
for the Super Bowl. So I made a homemade pizza roll.
Homemade pizza roll is what
We
this
have
is.
we have our own little pizza pocket
Okay.
here.
Yeah, we do.
It's super simple. I say that it is not necessarily super simple. For me, it was super simple. Pizza dough is actually fairly easy. This has chicken, mushroom, spinach, onion, and cheese.
Wow,
in it.
you really did it right.
You got to cook down your insides first because the dough is not going to take as long. Pizza dough
Just
doesn't
giving
take a whole
folks like
lot
an
of
idea
time
of how
to
the size of this thing.
make. And so you want to cook all that down first. You got to make sure there's little bits where it can breathe or else it's going to explode. So it's got to
Yeah.
have little holes. So like in mine, you can see where it kind of came out a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough ventilation in this
It's like a
one,
little
and it
hot
kinda
pocket.
broke open. It is. It's like a little hot pocket. And so there's your pizza roll. Enjoy. What do you think?
How many of these did you make at a time? As you take a big bite.
Right. So I made 6 out of one, what would have been like a 12 to 14-inch pizza crust if you had made a pizza out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You cut it, you just use your pizza slicer, cut it into strips. You roll, put everything in the middle, wad it all up. You want the together side, the side you wad it up. You want that on the bottom.
Yeah.
I like to use a pizza stone whenever I am making
Okay, that's a
pizza
good
at
tip.
home.
Good tip.
Get your stone really hot in the oven as you are cooking everything and warming up your oven. That way, the bottom actually gets good and crisp because it's already cooking the second you set it on the stone. They're delicious.
Have you made this before?
I have made various versions of this before.
Okay.
This is the first time I've used this filling combo.
Okay. It's good. I think
yeah.
the dough is really good. I mean,
Mhm.
I would eat that instead of a pizza. And I'm sure yours is like marginally healthier for you.
Right. It is not, it's not like I made some
Right.
massive health change there.
But it's probably like fresh ingredients.
It is fresh ingredients. It's got chicken instead of pepperoni. It's going to have less grease on it because I use avocado oil to cook my stuff down, use less oil in it. And then, I'm just controlling the ingredients and the portions. And I feel like a little pizza roll like this,
Yeah.
you feel more like you've had substance. Whereas a piece of pizza, you have a tendency you can kind of keep coming back to it.
Don't you
And grab another
ever.
one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for my portion of this, I did not make anything. This is all
He made
store-bought.
nothing.
But here's how I would do it, because if I was having a charcuterie board, if I was having people over for the game, I don't know that I would. Sometimes, in the past, I've made Cuban sandwiches. So one of the things we try to do is to find a theme of the city that we're in. So like a few years ago when Tampa played, I think they played Philadelphia or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
sounds right.
Tom Brady. So we made Cuban sandwiches because Cubans are really big in the Tampa area and in Miami, but in Tampa too. And then I made a cocktail that was like some kind of Philly something or another. So like at our house, we enjoyed, and I made Philly cheesesteaks. So we had Philly cheesesteak, we had cocktails from each of the places. It was delicious. This year, what I have chosen to do is to have some New England clam chowder for the Patriots. And then what I wanted to find was coffee cake.
Yeah.
They don't always have that at all the stores. So
No.
instead, we got a Danish. But coffee cake, obviously, because Starbucks and kind of the
Right.
whole coffee movement in America, by and large, started out in Seattle. So we got a little taste of Seattle. You got a taste of New England.
I love it. I love a good theme
I love a theme.
rather than just going with the traditions.
Going with the party
match it
foods.
to what is actually happening. I think that's pretty fun.
And I like a good soup, man. It feels like it's soup weather. When I was at the store buying this, I went ahead and bought, and you can really taste the clam
You can actually
flavor.
taste the clam in there. Yeah.
But I bought like 4 other soups, cans of soup, because I was like, man, it's cold outside. Nothing better than just sitting down with a cup of soup, you know?
I can eat soup any time of the year, like
Right.
truly. But when it is chilly outside in the winter months, even like this weekend, it's not necessarily cold, but it's still winter months.
Right.
Soup just really hits the spot. And that's good. And soup is another one of those things where we're going to talk about the health side of it here a little bit. Because you have soup,
Here
it's
we
more
go.
like you're getting a meal. So you're less likely to just sit and continually snack and
Right.
grab and pick up. Because you've actually had something that you're going to sit down and eat and get full on.
That is so
and
true.
not keep going back and grabbing. So, win-win situation.
Win-win.
While try the Spanish.
While we're continuing to nosh, check it out. We got some news from McDonald's. This is for Valentine's Day. I mean, we're still food themed here, right? So
Yes, but this is absolutely crazy to me. So, I know when I think of McDonald's, I think of caviar, don't you?
yeah, 100%. It's always on top of my mind when I think nuggets, Big Macs, caviar, fries.
Fries.
It just
I'm
kind
gonna
of
dip
like
my
works
fries
its
in
way
the
in there.
caviar.
Right, exactly. Move over, Wendy's. You dipping your fries in your Frosties. We dip fries in caviar,
And caviar
at
around
McDonald's.
here.
Yeah. Woo.
This is crazy,
Sorry.
Jason. So
Website went crazy there, everybody.
McDonald's
Sorry.
is giving away free McNugget caviar kits for Valentine's Day. Now, you're not going to be able to just go to the store and get this.
Okay.
You're not just going to be able to walk into McDonald's and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll take the caviar." You do have to use a specific website that they have created, McNuggetsCaviar.com. They have not said how limited, but they have said limited. So I would expect that you would need to get on very, very quickly. It goes on sale February 10th. So if you want to have McDonald's for your Valentine's Day meal,
Yes.
you need to think about it ahead of time. Pop on the website. You're going to get McNuggets. You're going to get McNuggets. You're going to get a 1-ounce tin of McNugget caviar.
What?
All right, I don't know. You're going to get some creme fraiche, a mother of pearl caviar spoon, and a $25 McDonald's gift card. And this is completely free
Wow.
to however many people hop on to this website before they run out.
Look at that right there on the screen. That's it. That's your
There it
that's your
is.
Valentine's Day special.
Screaming Valentine's Day. So you are
Scream
supposed to
something.
put the creme fraiche and the caviar on your McNugget. That's how you're going to eat it.
I mean, just give me the barbecue sauce. I gotta be
Yeah.
honest. I don't know that I'm gonna have it with caviar on top.
If I'm going to go McDonald's chicken
Sweet-
nugget, I'm going sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour, yeah. But or honey mustard, whatever you
Honey
like,
mustard is a good
right?
one.
Sounds like the traditions in my mind, and I haven't had the caviar version, so maybe it's delicious.
Maybe it's amazing.
Like what is that? Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters wrote his autobiography. Came out a few years ago, and he talked about, and now it's a thing, but champagne and fried chicken.
Oh, yes.
Right? Like these
Yeah.
pairings that are like really bizarre.
Just
but
really interesting.
just really hit. And so maybe this is the next champagne and fried chicken.
Maybe.
But maybe not.
I don't see it taking off, but they are putting their own spin on surf and turf.
Yeah,
and
there you
really
go.
going for it.
Yeah, maybe that's something they'll bring back every year around Valentine's Day. It does feel like it elevates McDonald's a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, fancy Valentine on a McDonald's budget.
There you go.
It works.
It works.
It works. So let us know if you're able to get
my
on the
gosh.
site and get some of this caviar
Yes.
and you get it and you try it.
at us on social media and let
us
us
know how
know.
that goes. I really do. I am very interested. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, so
But
you want to hear from
I am
everybody else.
interested in how that is.
All right, well, stick with us. We got some food to eat during this break.
Yes,
Maybe
we
you're
do.
enjoying some food too. When we come back, we're going to talk about pop culture. We got several things to talk about. I mean, the big game is still coming up, so that's a
Yep.
huge talker. Opening ceremonies of the Olympics and the Winter Olympics are happening, and then the Grammys just happened, so kind of a big one. I don't know if I want to say it kicked off award season, but it's definitely in the mix. It's on the early end of award season.
Early end
so,
of it. Yep.
So let's come back in just a bit. We'll talk more about that. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back here with a little right about now. We have been enjoying some big game snacks during the break and all show long. We're going to keep doing that. Hopefully,
Keep noshing on our
you're
yummy
enjoying
food.
something. Some pop culture moments.
Yes.
Let's just kick it off with one that's already happened.
Yep.
Obviously the Grammys already happened big time. What do you want to go with first? You want to talk about the attire, the outfits that people wore? You want to talk about the awards themselves?
Let's talk about the outfits that people wore.
Okay,
there were
let's
some
do it.
quite interesting ones happening.
Yes.
Some of them I'm not sure, how much we can actually show.
I know. I don't want to flip through. I'm scrolling through and checking the photos to make sure.
There were some really, really good ones. I loved Joni Mitchell's outfit. It's way on down there. You'd have to look for it.
You really got to search.
Heidi Klum had a very
Heidi Klum did
interesting look
well.
going on.
She always. I love Heidi Klum.
Mm-hmm.
She always does these, those Halloween parties, and she's become sort of a fashion
big.
icon. And
Yes.
she goes big, and I feel like she also went big for this event.
Mm-hmm.
Was her? This is just an ignorant question. No disrespect.
Okay.
Was her dress plastic?
I think that it was actually plastic.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it
not
was
sure
too.
how she really moved. It was already formed.
She
This
looked
is-
awkward moving.
Yes,
you know.
that's why I'm thinking this had to have been actually made out of plastic. because
Right.
It was a form that her body is in, and she's
And
moving around.
did
in
they
it.
say, was that her actual body shape, or did she just? Was it
I
a
understand,
bespoke
it's-
dress, or was it a one size fits all
No,
kind
it's
of thing?
bespoke.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's the basic shape of her own body, but
Okay.
then they have
Plasticized it, amplified, and plasticized.
plasticized
Yeah. Okay.
her body. It is reminiscent to me of a few years ago. Kim Kardashian wore an outfit to the Met Gala.
Oh, here we are.
That
By the way,
was very.
this is her plastic
hard
dress
to
flying
move
by
in.
there.
A lot of people wore.
It was reminiscent to me of a Lego.
Oh, I see that. I totally see that. Yes.
Yeah. So you're saying a lot of people wore.
A lot of people had kind of that see-through thing going, very
Yeah.
ethereal, very flowy. There was a lot of light colors, whites and silvers.
Yes.
Happening. There's some very classic, beautiful looks. I thought Sabrina Carpenter's dress was
It was
very
actually classy for
right
somebody who's known for being pretty
for
risque.
being very outlandish.
Yeah.
Now, Chapel Roan did go a little
She
more
went
risque.
risque for sure. You can't show that.
Cannot show that one.
Well,
but,
from the back, it looks okay. Here,
yes, you
we'll
can
bring
see
up
it from the back.
Here's Joni. Well, here's both that we've been talking about. Here's Chapel Roan from the back. She did have this kind of cape thing, which was really neat. Just didn't cover much in the front. And then Joni Mitchell, classic icon.
Joni Mitchell.
Let me just say, too, I don't know if you saw this news, Betsy, but there's going to be a biopic made about Joni Mitchell's life. And guess who they have tabbed to play Joni Mitchell?
Who?
Meryl Streep.
Oh, my goodness.
And young Joni Mitchell is going to be played by Anya Taylor-Joy.
That is going to be amazing.
So I love Joni Mitchell, obviously
Yes.
icon, and then Meryl Streep is also an icon. It's interesting because I don't think that Meryl Streep is that much younger than Joni Mitchell. So maybe
No.
she's playing sort of a, a lady with some wisdom in her years.
Yes. That is a very, very wonderful way of putting that.
Yes.
Like, I'll take it.
Yeah. And then Anya is going to play her, obviously, in her younger days. But anyway, that's exciting news that has come out recently about Joni Mitchell.
I love that. And Joni Mitchell's fashion, just amazing.
Icon.
I thought Billie Eilish looked exactly like I would expect Billie Eilish to look.
Right.
Miley Cyrus, I actually had to do a double take. She didn't look like herself.
I'm trying to find her.
She's
I did,
she's
here
a
she
little
is.
bit further down.
Yeah.
Had to do a little bit of a double take.
I mean, she definitely played up this. I like her jacket.
Yes,
it's a cool
I
jacket.
Do. The
And
look is really neat.
that emblem on the left shoulder giving Hunger Games kind of vibe.
I'm wondering if that's what she was going for.
Yeah, I don't know. She also
There.
just did the. So an interesting thing that I learned about her, thanks to the Good Day in WA, is that she worked last year's. It was either the Grammys, probably the Oscars. She worked the room in order to get a song in a soundtrack, and she landed the lead song from Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay.
Out of that night, right? So that's where the whole
Interesting.
idea sort of crystallized.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to bring that back. I mean, you remember back in the 90s when, for example, Robin Hood with Kevin Costner, and then you had the Bryan Adams song, Everything I Do, I Do It For You. We had these, pop songs that were attached to films that everybody got into back in the day. It didn't really take off with Avatar, but Miley is trying to make that a thing. Stop trying to make fetch a thing. But I think maybe she is angling here for a Hunger Games song. I'm just throwing it out there.
She's punching that out, seeing where it hits.
Seeing if that lands. Yeah, for sure. You want to talk about
I could definitely see that.
the awards themselves?
Let's talk about the awards themselves.
Okay.
So we had a lot of stuff happening. Gotta say some of my favorite moments. Cher at the
hit your
very
moments.
end.
Hit your moments.
Cher
Yes.
at the very end. Coming out thinking that she was going to do Album of the Year.
Right.
And was then accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
And it just totally threw her for a loop. She definitely deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Of course.
And then she starts to walk away because she forgot what all she was actually supposed to do. And they call her back out. And I mean, what just a pure fun moment to kind of run through the end.
And I appreciated the shout out to Ozzy.
Yes.
Ozzy was recognized. They did commemorative songs, and obviously the family was there.
In Memoriam there was a lot happening in that.
It was in this year for sure.
In this year, it always hits you how many people you've lost.
Yeah.
When they do that, and this just felt like a really, really big year. Lots of people using the stage to get their causes out.
Yes.
It's a great way for them to have their voice heard by the nation.
I didn't really think Bad Bunny winning was a huge surprise. I mean, I kind of anticipated that was going to be the case. He acted very surprised, but I was like, of course, that makes total sense that he would win that album this year.
He wasn't allowed to actually perform because he's doing the Super Bowl this weekend.
Right.
So couldn't perform at the Grammys, but they had a whole lot of other things
Oh
happening
man,
at the
fantastic
Grammys.
performances.
Lady Gaga always does an amazing
She
performance.
Gaga's,
She does.
whatever she
Just goes
wears,
for
whatever
it.
so much spectacle and just so much fun. She's just kind of a person that you can always expect is going to bring something bizarre, and you're like,
Mhm.
at the end of it, you're like, I love that.
Yeah, yes.
You know?
Exactly. I have no other.
There's not a good way to say, just kind of like, oh, she's wearing that,
Uh-huh.
is how you start out. And then at
Yes.
the end, you're
And
like,
oh,
oh,
I get it.
maybe I should go shop for one of those right now. I need that
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's sort of like that.
Billie Eilish made history by being a 3-time
Yeah.
award winner for the same thing, Song of the Year. Now, there is a little controversy happening here because this song was actually in the album that was out with last
year. So she
year's
won for
awards,
Wildflower, right? And that was eligible last year.
Right.
Those dates and everything always confuse me.
It does.
Can we simplify it and just go like January 1st to December 31st?
It feels like
or
it
something like
should
that.
be able to do that.
I don't know how we get into these weird little loopholes where it's like, oh, my album came out, but that when we released it as a single, that counts as an album, and we delayed that release 6 months, which means I'm eligible
Right.
over multiple years to win Grammys for the same thing. It's weird.
It becomes
Yeah.
very, very confusing and calculated, and
Yes.
not a super fan of that. I feel like when the album comes out, that's when the album comes out, and everything that's on it, that's
That's
what's
it.
happening.
Can we take a
there.
moment to talk about, okay, so Jelly
Mhm.
Roll won,
did.
and Jelly Roll and Post Malone, who were both there
Mhm.
at the awards, are now coming to perform at the Razorback Stadium
They
in
are.
Fayetteville.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know that was timed like Chef's Kiss because they announced it the day after the Grammys. So
Right.
that was like perfect timing. But that is exciting. We haven't had a concert at Razorback Stadium since Garth Brooks, and
Yep.
Garth Brooks was the first one.
Mhm.
So,
Which is crazy to me because we have
it's
this
crazy.
amazing
Yes.
large stadium.
we'll have more now that we're in with this Oak or Live Oak, whatever it
Okay.
is, this
Mhm.
group that works very closely with Live Nation. They're going to be bringing more concerts to the stadium tours. These are shows that are stadium tours, so you couldn't get them at the Walmart Amp.
Right.
Certainly not going to see these folks at places like JJ's,
JJ's?
Ozark Music Hall, and George's is what I was trying to say, and
There
I
you
put it all
go.
together. But you might see them at a stadium tour. So
Yeah. We have
exciting.
a stadium. I look forward
Let's use
to getting more and more artists coming through.
right.
Olivia Dean.
Yeah. Olivia Dean, fantastic. Love. I
Amazing.
had never listened to her music until I saw her perform live, which is often the case for me. I don't listen to I listen to what I listen to,
Yes.
right? And then I go to a concert and I hear somebody perform live, and then they're on my list of people that I listen to.
I definitely add people to my what I listen to list off of the Grammys. I will go
There you
back
go.
and listen to the artists that have been nominated,
Yep.
the artists that won. Olivia Dean was one that was already on my list of people that I
To listen
listened
to?
to. She has a very classic sound.
She does.
She could be out at any time.
She kind of sounds, I mean, she doesn't sound like this, but she gives me the vibes of like when Norah Jones was big back in, I don't
Yes.
know, the late 90s or early 2000s, and she was
Mhm.
kind of bringing a classic jazz sound, and you were like, man, I could just listen to this all day. She kind of has that thing going.
She
A
definitely
little more
does.
poppy, but kind of in the same world
in that
to me.
same world. Justin Bieber performed for the first time in 4 years.
Right, but not the first time without a shirt on.
Not the first time without a shirt on.
All he had on
in,
was
like, boxer
shorts. Yeah, boxer shorts. But you know what? He held the stage, and I think that is
He did.
so cool that just a man with a guitar
Mhm.
can hold a room of other artists and be appreciated, and that says something just about the X factor, right?
Yeah, for
Star
sure.
power. Let's move on to the
Let's do
Olympics
it.
because we still got tons of stuff
We've
to talk
got
about.
stuff to talk about.
Let's be sad for
Okay.
Lindsey Vonn for
Oh
a second.
my! So she is still
I
going
know
to
what
compete.
it's wild that she is still going to
Oh.
compete.
It is.
I can't remember what I texted on our family text chain the other day when somebody said, because we had already talked about how she had torn or ruptured her ACL.
Yes. So if you don't know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
during practice runs in Italy, she had to be airlifted off of the mountain, had
right.
torn her ACL, has a bone bruise, which is fairly normal when you comes along with a torn ACL. And she had to make the decision. She'd already come back out of retirement to compete in these Olympics.
Yep.
Am I going to call it and be done now, or am I going to compete again with this injury? And she has chosen to compete again, knowing that she has really taken herself out of contention.
Right. But she just wants to do it.
She wants to do it.
Right. I mean, I applaud the fact that she feels so committed that she is going to see it through.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm like, girl, don't hobble yourself for the rest of your life by doing this.
As someone who tends to ignore injury and do it anyway,
Same.
but is also getting to the age where I realize just how stupid I have been all these years to do that. And you
Say it
fight
again.
that urge.
Say it again for the people in the back.
But it's a constant. You're fighting. Do I let my body rest and take this break and know that I've done all I can, or do I push myself just a little bit more just to get this done? I completely understand that fight. It's the Olympics. I can see where her mind is at, but my heart does hurt for her that it all kind of just happened at the same time.
Absolutely. It's kind of crushing, but there she is. You know, our Olympian Lindsey Vonn is going to hit the slopes again, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure we're all sort of waiting with bated breath to see how it goes down.
Just really hope she doesn't injure herself any further.
Same. Opening ceremony, well, coming up if it hasn't already happened by the time you're watching this.
By the time you're watching this.
And opening ceremonies are always fun.
I am looking forward to it. We love to sit down as a family and watch the opening ceremonies. Yeah. And at this point, as we're recording this, we have not seen it. It has not happened yet.
Right. We haven't seen it.
I don't know what has happened in it, but I am sure that it's going to be spectacular and wonderful. Mariah Carey is supposed to perform.
And Mariah Carey just got honored with a Lifetime Award, by the way, the other night in Los Angeles. And that award show was funny to me because artists sang her songs during the thing, her hits, and some of the faces that she made said, that's not the way I would sing it. Like, that's what her face said, you know? But
I have one of those faces that talks for me.
Yes.
And you should just not, if you don't want to know what I'm thinking, just don't look at me.
Don't look at my face.
Just don't look.
Yeah.
I think I get why they kept showing her. But
yes, but maybe cut away to the actual performance, right?
Yeah, let's just watch the performance.
Yeah. Okay, so tons happening, and I know we've gone over this before. If you had to pick one thing, what is your favorite sport in the Olympics? In the Winter Olympics?
In the Winter Olympics, truly it's figure skating.
Okay.
Any of the iterations, whether it is individual, whether it is ice dancing, whether it's pairs, I love to watch the figure skating.
There you go.
In the Olympics. I mean, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
We have it on all the time. We watch a little bit of everything. What is your favorite?
I can't decide. That's really a cop-out, I know.
It
but
is.
It's like whenever the thing is on, that's my favorite thing.
I get that.
Like, I get sucked in, and I'm like, I love curling. I don't know why I haven't been watching curling my whole life.
You can have no idea who any of the people are,
No.
and you are going to pick somebody to root for.
I'm going for Norway. They're going to take the gold
They
or whatever.
have it.
You know, it's and I always get sucked into those, like, whatever they are, luge and skeleton and all that stuff, because it just seems so terrifying.
Those are ones where you're like this the whole time on the edge of your seat, and you're like trying to help steer them. And,
yes.
Oh.
And okay, this might be, well, let me say, I like whatever it is, ski jumping. Is that what it's called?
Okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't love that? The downside is that it's over in a flash. Whereas some of these things like cross-country skiing, the thing where you got to ski and then you pick up a rifle and you shoot a target and you put it down and you,
and then you
like cross-country somewhere else and do it. That lasts forever, right? But the ski jump is just like, whoop, and they're done. So that's kind of fun. I always want to like snowboarding more than I do.
Agreed.
And I'll say that the reason is at least in the last Olympics, I felt like the athletes created these really complex routines
Mhm.
and then they weren't able to execute them to perfection, right? So they
Mhm.
still got high scores because the judges also base it on your routine. So they're like, well, that's the hardest thing this person can do. They didn't land it, but they almost did. So they get a 9. I'm just making stuff up.
Right.
But I want to see you land it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, don't do something that's a little bit less challenging and land it. And that's more satisfying to me as a viewer than seeing you
Agreed.
try something super complex and then just biff it,
I
you
feel
know?
like they need to do some adjusting on the way they score snowboarding, kind of like they had to do with figure skating,
Right.
in that it you can attempt the skill and there is a higher number of points that you can get
Yeah.
if you complete that skill,
Right.
but you have to complete the
That's it.
skill,
I'm like, if you don't land at 0,
right?
like,
Nothing.
why
Nothing.
are we
Why
giving
are
them
you
anything?
stick with things you know how
To
to
do to
do.
that you can land. I know that's why I'm not an Olympic judge. But
We
that's
need Shaun White
Sean
back.
White. That's been my problem with. Great, now I spilled my smoothie all over this.
Oh my goodness.
That's been my problem with watching snowboarding is
Mhm.
that I just don't feel like they land the jumps like I want them to.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
Okay, so now I have a giant mess of a smoothie right here in
He
front of me.
does.
It's not actually that bad.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
It's bad.
can you see it over there? Probably
Oh,
not.
you can't. Y'all,
Let's
they
see.
can't
Can we
see
pull
it.
it?
They have
No,
no idea what's
it's all
happening.
hidden. But here, oh, you can see it's on my now on my notebook. There. Oh, what did I do, guys? Okay, we're gonna come back in just a minute because we have several things that are happening in Northwest Arkansas that we want you to be informed about, whether you live here or you don't, and you thinking about coming here. We'd love to give you reasons to visit us here in NWA. So stick with us. We'll be right back with more right about now. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Little right about now happening right about now. I cleaned up my mess a little bit. I'm sad my notebook. I think I'm going to have to let this thing like air out or dry out.
Yeah, it's
It's
always
been through a
gonna have
lot,
that little
guys.
kind of sticky
Let me just show you,
thing
though,
to
how
it
I've had
now.
this little notebook from the Spark Shop at the Walmart Museum in Bentonville. And I have filled up, look, I mean, you have to see these are the pages that are full of stuff I've written,
And they're the ones
notes.
that are now super sticky.
And then there is like, I don't know, 12, 15 pages left.
The number of notebooks I have, being a person who likes to write something down.
Yes.
It does make my heart hurt a little bit that your notebook got
messed
like
up.
that. But
I'll
you
find
are
a new
at least
one.
at the very end.
And look, these are all, I don't know if you can see, like checklists. Like I do little boxes and have little checklists written. So, man, this is fascinating because this is all stuff to do with television, except for this, when I got bored on an airplane and drew Batman.
That is fantastic.
Listen, sometimes you got to entertain yourself.
Yep.
And I had my notebook, so I just started drawing stuff.
You need
And
to
I
frame
nailed
that.
it. I mean, I knocked it out of the park.
did.
Is that a kid's drawing or an adult's drawing? That is an adult's drawing. Should be hanging at Crystal Bridges. I don't know.
It should be. It
Um,
should be.
Okay, what? What- and now everybody knows what an artist I am. You're
Yes.
welcome.
All
Let's
right,
talk
so
about things that
back
are going
to it.
on. Yes,
Yeah.
happening around Northwest Arkansas. First of all, big meet for the gym backs
Yes.
on Friday. I'm going to
Having
be out
quite
there. That'll be
the
super fun.
Season.
Yes,
They're going against Georgia.
that's right. Taking on Georgia, a top 10 matchup because
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, I believe, is number 10 and Georgia is number 6, I think.
Mhm, that
So,
sounds right.
that is exciting. And if you hadn't come out to, I don't know, you explain it. You've been out to gym backs
Yes.
meets before.
So they're in Bud Walton now, and they are a blast. You see gymnastics on TV, and you're directed just to one little spot, and you're watching one little thing. When you are actually watching it in person, you are seeing the entire floor. Everything is happening at the same time. They go through rotations. So you kind of always have something to look at and watch.
Yep.
There is, just like if you were at a football game or a basketball game, there is entertainment happening, people talking to you. One of them is Jason.
Yes.
He's the main one. You're
I'm
gonna hear in
talking. You just hear my
sports
voice. You
all the
see
time.
Corey out
You
there
see
running around,
Corey,
but you'll
yes,
hear
you
me
hear
talking.
Jason.
Yeah.
Happening kind of between things, keeping things moving forward. It's very quick.
It feels that way. You know, there's the thing about it is it'll last about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours and 15 minutes, somewhere in that 2 hour time zone. But because there are multiple things happening almost simultaneously, like one event will happen here, and then boom, we're right into another one happening over here, and then we're back on that one, then we're back on this one, right? So we started off, the Hogs always do at home at least, we'll do vault first, and then the other team is on bars, right? And then we flip-flop it. They'll do vault, we'll do bars. Then we're on beam, they're on floor, and then they're on beam, and we finish with floor, and floor is always outstanding. But we are, right now, the second-ranked vault team in the nation. And I think we're number 8 on, it's either bars or beam, I can't remember. So we're having a really good season.
Really good season. And it's really neat to see in person just how high they actually go
gosh.
and how fast they're actually moving. It is very,
I
very
just,
entertaining.
I brought up the roster there, and it's crazy. You know, as I get older, I'm always impressed. I mean, freshmen are 18 years old. You know, that is wild to me.
babies.
They're babies, and then they're out there competing at the highest level. You know, it's fascinating. And as you know, we have that Olympian alternate, Jocelyn Robertson, who plays for us, athletes for us,
Athletes for us.
flips for us,
Tumbles for
yes,
us.
for the Hogs.
Yeah.
So she's always great. And then Frankie Price is always a favorite. Her sister joined the squad this year, Morgan Price, and she has been amazing. And there are just several that are worth coming out to see.
Worth your time. Take the time. Go out, see them, support them.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
What else do we have? We've got the book club play, which you have already said
I
you
have
absolutely love.
Already seen it, and it is hilarious. Theater Squared. It's running through the 15th, I believe. So you've still got some time to see it. If you don't have a Valentine plan, that's a great option of going to go.
What's it about?
And do
It's a love
that.
story set in a book club?
So it is a love story set in a book club, but it's not just a love story like a traditional love story between one person and another. It's how people interact with each other and how this entire group's dynamic kind of changes as they figure out different things about each
Right.
other within the confines of a book club. And I have to tell you that the entire audience was involved. You're not actually, like, it's not you're supposed to be involved. It's not one of those where they're trying to get you to do something. But because they're talking about books that people have read, because they are making comments that are real life things that we've thought and we've done and we've said, the audience was so involved in this. And we were laughing the whole time. Definitely go out and see that one. Theater Square does a really great job with also having cocktails that
Yeah. Oh my
match.
gosh. Absolutely. Their signature cocktails, and then their cocktails that they create for shows, and they always have fun names that are show tie-ins and things
Yeah.
like that, right?
Totally. Go out and see it. That's great. If you want a bigger production over at Walton Arts Center,
Yep.
Beauty and the Beast
Beauty and the
is
Beast.
happening. It is the 30th anniversary of the production of Beauty and the Beast.
Is that of the movie or is that of the
I
show?
believe it's of the
What do you
movie.
know?
Of the movie.
Yeah.
And it is a huge production that is running for just through the weekend.
Just through the weekend, yeah. It'll be here through the weekend. So if the big game is not your thing, head to Walton
the
Arts Center
Walton
and
Arts
check out
Center.
Beauty and the Beast this weekend, because fantastic show. Obviously, classic, timeless tale as old as time,
Tale as old as time.
as they sing. So that's one you can check out, as well as what else?
Lots of stuff happening the week before. Obviously, it's the weekend before Valentine, but you can go ahead and get some Valentine stuff in.
You
What
wrote
got?
30th anniversary production. That was just of Beauty and the Beast?
Of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, okay.
Of Beauty and the Beast, yes.
And then it is Valentine's Day is coming
Yes.
up, as you've already mentioned and alluded to. Do you have big plans for Valentine's Day?
We are actually going to be in St. Louis visiting some
Nice.
friends
Okay.
for Valentine's.
Are you
Day.
going to go skiing at that place?
We are going to go
Yeah.
skiing at that place. And actually, we're actually a little worried about it right now because the temperature is supposed to be pretty darn warm. Of course, that's still pretty far out. Everything can change
Sure.
between now and then. But I was actually shocked. It kind of led us down a rabbit hole. And there are a lot of ski mountains that you would know, like real ski mountains that are having to shut down temporarily, that are talking about having to close their seasons early because
right.
we have not had
The snow.
the snow. We've
Yeah.
not had the cold weather. We've not had the snow to keep them going.
Well, there are some things you can do around Fayetteville, which we have pulled
Yes.
up on the screen right now. And if you happen to be over in Eureka Springs, I would invite you to come out, because actually on Valentine's Day is their Mardi Gras parade, where
Mardi
Ultra
Gras.
Suede is serving as grand marshals. So we will be parading through the streets of Eureka Springs this February the 14th. On the 13th, we have a gig there at the Inn of Eureka Springs, so that'll be fun if you're over that way. But there is all kinds of potential here in Fayetteville as well. Several events happening: Galentines, Palentines, Valentines, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you're celebrating, significant other or not, there are places to do that in that region.
All sorts of things. And if you are a coffee drinker, Coffee Crawl is officially underway.
Oh yeah, Coffee Crawl is underway. And do you get a stamped passport?
You get a passport.
Yeah.
My passport's way over there. I'd go get it, but it's way over there. And you have to, ONF was already out of passports.
Okay.
So if you want one,
Yeah.
you gotta go grab one.
Where do you
try
get
the
'em?
different shops. I found mine at Puritan. They
Okay.
still had some.
So any of the venues who
Any
are
of the
doing the Coffee
venues
Crawl
are
will
gonna
give out.
are going to have the passport, or you can stop by. I think you can stop by the Fayetteville Visitor Center and grab one there.
There you go.
And go get your coffee, fill it up, and get your shirt. And then Mardi Gras is right around the corner. February's full.
It's full. It's going to be a great month. It is Black History Month. It is the season and the month of love with Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras Parade in Fayetteville
It's always
happens
so
on,
fun.
I think that also happens on Valentine's Day. And then there is a pub and grub crawl on Fat Tuesday, actually Mardi Gras itself, the 17th. So If you don't live in the region, I know we do this every week. We give you a million reasons to visit us. Maybe not a million. A ton of reasons. Maybe not a ton. A bunch of reasons to visit us in Northwest Arkansas. And we did this.
He just went from,
Yeah.
you have to come here, there's always something to do, to, well,
Yeah.
I mean, if there's certain things that you like,
Right.
you're probably going to find
That
it.
seemed like hyperbole. I was just like a million
he
reasons.
just kept pulling himself
We just talked about 3 things. Let's be real. But
there are a million things, though.
Yes.
We just only talked about
you're
a
so
few.
right. So come visit us here in NWA and tune in. As always, on our streaming network, 479 First. You can always find us out there on the channel. There's all kinds of great content from KNWA. Betsy, we'll look forward to doing this again next week, I guess. That's right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And as we say every week, you can't be right about everything, but you can be right about now. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.